Good morning everybody. It's a lovely morning, but very cold. As you can see in the plot, the amount of covering up has to be done every night. I think it was -4 here last night, and for the 10th of April that's pretty cold. Holds everything back in the garden. Seedlings certainly don't like it. Anything that's direct sown has to be covered up. Strawberries covered up. Yeah, takes 20 minutes, half an hour every night, and I'll uncover everything and just give you a quick look at what's going on at the moment. And there we are, over 20 minutes later. But it's got to be done, otherwise you wouldn't have any veg, and it sets you back so far at this time of year. So I'll just go down and give you a quick look. As you can see, the broad beans there, the ones on this side, that's facing south, and you can see how they taper off towards the back of the row, and I'm sure that's because of the sun. The ones at the front are obviously sheltering the ones at the back slightly. They all draw that way. The sun comes up over there and sets behind me, so you can see what the sun does to your crops, which is good for me because it'll probably stagger the harvesting, but you can definitely see the difference with the height on the right hand side. The sun's just gone in and it's gone chilly again. It was beautiful when the sun was out. There's my next bit of netting to support the broad beans. All I do, it's just too wide, and all I do is I just push it down into place. If it's cut to size, all my plots are the same, so I can reuse this every year, and I just push it down. Supports itself. Sorry if I'm making you all sick here. And just place that there like that, the net, and then the beans will just go straight up through there. These are the peas that I sowed on one of my last videos, a couple of videos ago. That's they've all come through, and there's the first ones that I grew. Use the same netting. Just a wire tie on each corner, and put the cane, loop the cane through every square, and the peas will climb out that fine. Cane across the top, and just a wire tie in each corner. I only put one up the middle last year and it worked quite well, but this year so far we've had a lot of wind, and if I do get a lot of wind I'm not sure if it'll hold, so a windy site it wouldn't do any good. So I've done it with one either side. As you can see, they all look well. I've sown the other half of the row now, and also sown the other half over there, so that'll stagger the pickings. Plenty of flowers on the broad beans. That's the second lot of broad beans that I've sown. You can see a difference in them. I'm still covering them at night. There's only one that misfired. All the rest have come up. They look okay. And just in there I've sown some Mange 2. It's called Snow something, I can't remember the name of it now exactly, but it's one that produces a lot of tendrils, so it needs virtually no support at all. So I've sown that as 8 rows in there, halfway across, and the only support I'll use for that is the same as I use for the broad beans. Onions, shallots were all down this morning with the frost. It was cold here last night. They're coming up now, but they were all lying down. Even I didn't cover these. They should be alright. I can just see my first of my red heat treated onions. I think it's Red Ray. That's coming through. Birds haven't bothered to pull them out, but the blackbird is digging for worms. It's the first year he's done that, as you can see. I think the birds are suffering a bit with this cold weather. Not many insects about, and they all started the nest early, and we had that good weather. You can see that last night. Yesterday was 22.8, it's 11 degrees now, and in the night minus 4.3. That's no good. Jerusalem artichoke. There's 3 in that bucket, only 1 appeared, and I've got 1 come up in one of the other buckets. Dahlias I've put in pots. I put heaps up around them last night, so if it was a hard frost, which it was, it wouldn't damage anything that was just starting to grow, any new shoots. Those are all long red Florence, banana shallot, not grown those before. If they're anything like the Zabroom, they should be good. Taking the fleece off the tops now to harden off, but obviously putting them back on during the day. That's what I've done with my dahlias. I've just put a bit of soil on the top, just over the crowns, just so that it was quite hard last night. Beetroot, I did see some starting to just come up yesterday. Don't know if you can pick that up on the camera, but this frost won't do any good, nor the blackbirds. Turnips, they soon came up. I planted them just over a week ago, and 2 days later we had rain halfway through the night and then a hard frost, and I thought that's scuppered all the seedlings, well, seeds I've sown, but 2 days later they were showing their face. And down here I've got some more beetroot which I haven't shown yet. Strawberries, those are the lates. I think it's a good job I've been covering these up. Those are my runners from last year. See the flower buds in there. I'm going to leave them on because they do look strong plants. And then these are the first earlies. They've actually got flowers open on them. Haven't turned black. I would presume I would start feeding them now. I haven't fed them at all yet. Now the flowers are there and they're starting to just show. Perhaps I should start feeding them. More onions. Red Mammoth and Bedfordshire Champion. All from seed. And Alicia Craig and Mammoth Improved in that one. They're coming on okay. Garlic, looking well. You can see it. Size of those, that's just ordinary garlic. And if I can get good position on the elephant garlic. You can see how thick those are. Quite thick. Probably inch across. Leaves are going a little bit yellow, but that's just the outer ones dying off. Carrot bed. Just starting to see them come through now. You can see there. I will put the fleece back on here to stop the top drying up. Just took it off so I could show you. They are starting to come through. Still not a lot in the ground, but it's that sort of a season, so it's been drawn out to the end of the winter. Potatoes, they're coming through. I put those in the pots on the 18th March, and they're just coming through. Arran Pilot. When you think they come from about there, they'd soon motor on. That's the difference between having some good chits on them and not chitting them. You get about a fortnight ahead. There's my lates. I've got 50 pots, 49 pots altogether. First time in pots, so if I have a good harvest, I think I'm going to be a wash. But my mum and dad will have them, and they certainly won't go to waste. And I'll know then for next year on what to grow. I've got 7 varieties, 7 pots of each. Just around the corner here, excuse the shadow, nothing in that bed, but that's where I'm going to put my celery. The sun comes up behind me and already you can see there's a shadow casting. It's going to be sheltered, so it's not going to be direct heat from the sun, but it will be warm around here. And that compost will hold the moisture. I'm going to put some more on top yet, and yeah, just see how my celery goes. It wasn't very good last year, but obviously it was in full sun all the time, and it was a hot, dry season last year. So yeah, I'll try them there and see how they get on. 2 varieties I've got, both self-blanching. Haven't put any parsnips in or long carrots in yet, waiting for these frosts to stop. And I think that's just about it really. You'll have to forgive me if I don't point in the right direction. It's like an obstacle course here, so I'm always looking at my feet. I have filled up some bags in these with nettles, the nettle tea, and then I can just lift the bag up through the top, and in that one there, same principle, only with comfrey. In the lane, just the other side that fence, suddenly a couple of years ago some comfrey plants appeared. Can't think where they came from, but handy source. I did plant some comfrey in that long narrow bed over there, but a couple of weeks later I took them out again. So I'm going to put my sunflowers in there. Top half has got some asparagus in, no sign of them. I see some people's asparagus is coming up, but no sign of mine yet. And I did just notice around that pole some comfrey plants coming up there as well. Blimey, wonder how they got there. Many thanks for watching. Thumbs up, and I love your comments, they're great, thank you. Everybody's absolutely wonderful. Like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Take care everybody. Bye bye.